athletes and fans of bodybuilding. Tarek El-Guindi with the Mr. Olympia. I brought the superstars to talk about the results of the Arnold Classic. To my left, the legend, Chris Cormier, Dennis the Menace. He's right here. We're going to put him on the spot. And Bob Cicherillo.
Where are the superstars?
It's you guys.
Oh.
Chris Cormier, Derek Lunsford beats Samson Dauda. Why?
I think his cuts were a lot deeper. I thought he was going to improve his front. And I thought, the abdominals that he wasn't able to display before, he was going to be able to do now and improve a lot of his competition shots. His posing improved, and that's what he needed over the years. His posing was not that great, and I feel like that helped him edge him out because Samson, he was he diced out for the Olympia. He won that. Derek was not. He was flat and not the way he should be, for competition. So it was a lot more room for Derek to come up and look better, and a lot less room for Samson to not peak again for the show.
Okay. Dennis.
What did Chris say?
He basically said Derek had a lot of improvements, space for improvement, and then, maybe Samson was not as good as the Olympia. What did you think?
I think that it's hard to judge Samson compared to the Olympia because it's a different stage, different light. I thought he was pretty much the same, but the difference was Derek was much better than the Olympia. So he came in improved. He was great last night. I thought he peaked last night, and I went to bed looking at videos and told myself, now he is in a seat where he has to hold the condition or possibly come in worse because we knew Samson's going to be better tonight because he was not on yesterday. But even Derek came in even fuller and just as detailed, possibly even more, and impressed the hell out of me. And I think it is Samson left the door open just a little bit condition-wise, and Derek was spot on. I don't think he could have been any better tonight.
Yeah. Bob, what did you think?
Well, I agree with both the guys. As always, it was Samson's show to win or lose. I was not in favor. I did not like the idea of the reigning Olympia champ going into an Arnold for the obvious. I thought he could have taken a break. He hasn't taken a break since he turned pro. But for all things in considerations, it is what it is. But Samson's destiny is always in Samson's own hands. He has a better physique overall, but he cannot be less than 95% on stage. If he is, he opens that door like these guys said. And Derek didn't just open the door, he busted it down, came in his best, and he's got $500,000 to his credit. And unfortunately now Samson's in kind of a weird position because he's the Olympia champ, but he just lost the Arnold title to a guy that used to be the Mr. Olympia. So it really stacks up for a great Olympia, though, coming up in a rubber match.
Who's the most happiest right now about this win?
Mrs. Lunsford. There's no question about
that's
it.
Accurate. That's accurate.
I think Hadi Chupin, I think is in Iran right now thinking,
right?
Now let's go to the Olympics.
Hadi is licking his chops right now, at this result, because he's like, I can't wait to get back in that stage.
Right.
But what a great Olympia that this sets up for. Now the question's going to be is, okay, what does Samson do from here? If I was him, I'd be shutting him down right now.
Take a break.
Take a break. Get yourself back together because you're still the Olympia champ, and you still got to try to retain that title.
Yeah.
If I'm Derek Lunsford, I don't know. I mean, that's $500,000. You got the title. I think I would also be taken off to the Olympia.
He's going to have to repeat this. I mean,
but that leaves the season wide open for all these other guys, right? Pittsburgh's coming up. New York's coming up.
I'm going to agree with you guys. In my personal opinion, I think this was Derek Lunsford's best physique, even better than when he won the Mr. Olympia. And I thought tonight he was even better than yesterday.
Right.
I mean, the guy was very impressive. I'm going to mention that Samson improved, but I agree with you guys, it wasn't enough to go against Derek. I want to mention Andrew Jack. I think this guy looks awesome. He's got an imposing upper body, but sometimes, it looks like something is missing. What do you think, Dennis?
Well,
he's a statue. He looks incredible.
Yeah.
What's missing for Andrew Jack?
I'll tell you what was missing tonight for me was a lot of movement, but no posing.
Right.
I was missing shots, some powerful shots. He has the statue, he has the mass, he has everything, but he was just doing too much of
A lot of that stuff going on. Yeah.
So I think Samson is still a factor. I mean, Andrew can still be a factor also in the Olympia. He needs to improve. He needs to get a little thicker from the back. He needs to work on the hamstrings and the glutes. And he needs to work on some of the poses still. He got a little better, and but he still needs to. Yeah, he's got some work to do.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about Brandon Curry. Man, he looked awesome, especially tonight. What did you think of him?
Oh, I thought he revamped himself, and they had 3 Olympia champions up there in the top 4. I thought that was great for Brandon to show that he is still here, still can compete with the best, and that'll set him up for the Olympia Masters.
Masters Olympia. Brandon Curry has confirmed just now. I spoke to him, and he said, I'm going to the Masters Olympia. Bob Cicherillo, let's get down to business.
Let's do
After
it.
what we just saw, who is the favorite to win the 2025 Mr. Olympia? Derek, Hadi, or the current Olympia Samson?
You got to go with Samson. He's the champ. It's his to win or lose. And I'm not deviating from what I've said since the beginning of Samson. He still has the best physique out of all the guys you just mentioned. His destiny is in his hands only, but he has to come in what I call the 95 percentile. We just talked about this on your show, Dennis. If not, he leaves the door open for any of those guys. Listen, those guys you just mentioned, they're all interchangeable. Hadi, Derek, Samson, they can all beat each other, and they all have beaten each other. But Samson is, in an overall scenario, has the better physique. Taller, bigger, broader, muscularity, shape, symmetry, proportion. The only thing he leaves hanging on that table is conditioning. But at that level, you cannot give up 5% conditioning because you know Hadi's going to be harder than nails. Derek looks like he's back. Big shout out. We got to keep it real, as we all speculated what he would do with a new coach because Hani is retired. But Chris Aceto stepped up and he just answered all of us that had questions as to how that was going to pan out. But make no mistake, Mr. Olympia is still Mr. Olympia and the Arnold's still the Arnold, okay?
Also, see what happened with Derek at the Olympia. He lost the Olympia.
That's right.
It lit a fire under his ass. He came back to redeem himself. Samson just lost the Arnold. I think he's going to light a fire under him.
So you also think Samson is the
Yes,
favorite? Okay.
yes.
Chris, you also think that despite losing the Arnold Classic, that Samson Dowd is still the favorite to win the 2025 Mr. Olympia?
Well, I mean, he just got beat right now. It can be done. If Samson is not in tip-top shape, then there's no way he can bring it. Even though he has the athletic look and the tall, lanky body, and still you're looking like, oh man, when he hit that most muscle, you're like, dang, did he pull out the win tonight? But then again, I mean, Derek won the posing round today, and that's kudos to him because he haven't been someone that's been one of the best posers in any of the shows. So that shows that he's doing different things to make himself better. And, you know, Derek's got to feel really good about his chances. It's going to be, I mean, that might put some doubt in Samson Dowd's camp.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this might be one of the most exciting Mr. Olympias because like Bob Cicherillo said, the current Mr. Olympia has just been defeated right here at the Arnold Classic. And like Dennis James said, this was the best Derek Lunsford we have ever seen. Even better than when he won the Olympia. Bob Cicherillo mentions, guys, Hadi Choopan must be looking at this.
Hang on. Hadi Choopan.
And he must be saying, if Derek can beat Samson because he was more conditioned, this is my time to beat him. What a great event. Congratulations to the Arnold organization. Arnold was on stage, and I got to give credit to the entire organization. It was a great show. And also, I want to mention Al Smith. He received the honor on stage. And Mike Katz received the honor. We had great champions. I'm calling it right now. I think this is going to be one of the most exciting Mr. Olympias because we have not seen this scenario in a long time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ever. That a Mr. Olympia has lost a competition heading into the Mr. Olympia, right? Ronnie Coleman and Gunther. Ronnie Coleman and Gunther.
That was different.
But what did it do? It lit a fire on the
If Samson does what Ronnie Coleman does, we will never forget 2025.
Because if memory serves, we did see the best Ronnie Coleman after that, right?
Gunther was more like a Buster Douglas type of knockout.
True, because let's make no mistake. You got Derek Lunsford, who has won the Mr. Olympia title.
It's a different scenario. It's a different scenario. Let me just quickly mention all the champions, and I'm going to go over them on Olympia News. Bikini, Vanya August, the first African-American to win the bikini category. She's fantastic.
Wakanda.
She's one of the great competitors. She lives in Tennessee. I also want to mention men's physique, Ali Bilal. He's from Afghanistan, and he came in with great conditioning. In the wheelchair, Rajev from India, great V-taper. And then yesterday, we had Mike Sommerfeld winning the classic physique. Let's mention Logan Franklin, guys, because he impressed the hell out of me, right? Logan Franklin. Jacqueline Baker, now it was a convincing victory by Jacqueline Baker, and she's now going to the Mr. Olympia, possibly as one of the favorites. The bottom line here is that...
Bottom line is you forgot wellness.
Well, I didn't forget wellness because I'm from Brazil, and I know because I'm going to do an interview with her. Eduarda Bezerra surpasses Isa Pereira, and that sets a similar matchup, just like Derek and Samson going to the wellness. So we're going to see what happens. Bob Cicherillo believes that Samson Dauda still the favorite to win the Mr. Olympia. Dennis James also believes that, and Chris Cormier believes that. This is going to be a hell of a Mr. Olympia. My name is Tarek El Guindi with the Superstars. We'll see you next time.